Christina, how are you doing this morning? Busy?
I'm I am doing really well. I'm in LA. I'm getting ready to go and be on a panel for the Impact Guild Global Forum. So it's
Wow.
a great morning.
Well, congratulations on Undivide Us. It's a very interesting point of view about what makes us afeared and scared. I mean, I do you think that most of what we're going through in this world is manufactured?
It's an interesting question. I mean, most is a hard thing for a journalist to take, right? So I don't know about most. I think that the facts tell us that 80% of Americans actually are not toxically polarized,
Mm.
but that is not the feeling that they have. And that's true both in terms of survey results and in terms of like even our focus groups. When we asked them, how many of you think that people are toxically polarized? I think that the lowest number we got was 35% and the high was 90%. Like you have this feeling that the world is on fire, right? And
Yeah,
that everyone hates each other and possibly us. And that's really scary.
it is. And you come from a news background as
Mhm.
I do, and I've always thought that in developing even a news story, um, let's say there's a fire, they always find the worst human being to come out and talk to the crew about the fire. And
That's right.
it's yeah,
Yeah, if it bleeds, it leads, right? And
yeah.
that's kind of always been our state. But I think that what's happened with social media is that has just like gone on fire. And also, I think politicians have realized that they can harness that power for their own benefit. And so they're very incentivized to tell us these stories about how tell us stories that basically take away the humanity and of the other side, whatever that other side is. And that's the danger that we need to step away from.
I come from 60 years in the news business, and following journalistic ethics and things like that. And I find that people just want to hear the story. They don't really want to delve into the truth anymore behind the story. So
That's
it's
right.
that sensationalism that social media carries with it. Hey, we got the news right now, but
Yep.
is it the truth?
Yes. Yes. No, you are spot on. And I think um your history, like in terms of your career, that is exactly it. But wouldn't you agree that we've seen something a little different and new now in terms of like where it's taken us?
Yeah, I do. I think what's happening is we're believing
The
the
hype.
hype and
Yeah.
not seeing both sides of a story.
Yeah. No, I think you're spot on. And I agree with you. And so does the film. Yay.
Well, and the film does a great job in showing that people are just people. They there are still people that read. There are still people that go to different news sources to get the right thing. But in today's culture, that also reflects a lot of work
Oh,
just
yeah.
to
Totally.
find that balance.
No, and that's what we found. People were scared coming into these focus groups. People were like, they thought that it was going to be like Jerry Springer, and that's what they told us. But then what they found was that even with people who they sincerely disagree with on really big topics like abortion and guns, that once you're sitting there with another human being and you see that they're not going to jump on you, they're not crazy, but when you listen to each other and you can feel heard, it's like magic. And I feel like that is actually what the good news is that's what our civil society is all about. And we can all do that all the time. I just think we have to kind of get re-energized that it's possible, and that's really, I don't think the film is going to like create world peace, but I think that it's meant to give people hope that this is possible. You can do this. We all can do this, and we can all be kind of part of the solution rather than just like pawns in their game.
Yeah, and the film is still in the film festival stage of its life.
It is just going to have its premiere on Sunday. Like we
Yay!
literally, so I mean, I started principal photography on this in January, but as you know, I'm a news girl. So I was like, we got to get this out for the election year. So we're having our premiere at Big Apple, which I'm so excited about, to be in my hometown in New York and really like be with and it's funny. I'm going to be in the theater with people. My family's kind of conservative. I live in Brooklyn, New York, the Socialist Republic of Brooklyn, and I have like that life there. And then I have a lot of like friends who are also like libertarians, and all three of those groups are going to be intersecting at this like film premiere, which I'm really excited about, because I think that's kind of the point.
That is the point of the film, is if we can just all get together without the MCs around to point the conversation. I really do. I think we live in this society where everybody feels that they have to have an opinion right away, and it's and there's no allowance for changing your mind.
That's right. No, and changing your mind, letting, or even just coexisting, where you're like, you know what, I have this opinion and you have that opinion, and I still like you. You're still a really good person,
Kristi, are you gonna stay with documentary filmmaking for a while? Or are you gonna go into maybe something a little bit more, into like science fiction or something?
No, I think telling these stories, I mean, I think my real motivation, I love uncovering kind of what that might not be so. And I think that this is what this is. This is kind of this story of how, compromise is not a 4-letter word in our world, that this is really about uncovering the truth, and I think in this world of kind of misinformation, and as you were alluding to, all this stuff coming at us, having some truth is nice. And so I think I do kind of feel, I'm older, I have that like journalistic stuff in me, and I want to keep doing that.
Remember, there's no retractions on the internet. Nobody prints a retraction.
That's right.
So there, oops, we're sorry, we gave you the wrong information.
No, and that's terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, and again, there are people that are sucked into this, and I look at, kind of that evangelical, the old lady sitting there opening up their purses, to a guy with 6 airplanes. That's what I think the internet has done to us. It's all snake oil and hidden truths.
I think the internet can be a tool for both good and evil. I think that's how I see it. Like, yeah. I love it sometimes, right?
The kitty pictures are nice. That's all.
Well, I love it. Like, I just got like 3 different emails that my kid is sick home from school today, and everybody's checking on you. But like, this is a gift, right? That you can be, I'm in Los Angeles, he's in Brooklyn. I mean, I already knew that he was going to be sick, but it's like all these different ways of checking in and feeling out, it can be wonderful. Yeah. And it can be terrible. And it can be terrible.
Yeah, but it's a double-edged, sword, of course.
For sure.
Well, continue doing what you're doing, because you do it very well. And I enjoyed the film, because I also want to let people know that it's a lot of fun too. There's a wisp of humor running through it. It's certainly not just, about one thing. No. And it's just a great movie.
Thank you so much, Tony. I love you.
Well, I'm from Brooklyn too, so there.
That's awesome.
We got to stick together.
Brooklyn in the house, baby.
You can't find a good pizza in LA. I don't know.
I'm not even gonna try. Trust me.
Try, yeah. You can't do it. Kristi, thank you so much, and I hope to run into you at Sundance sometime. And
oh my goodness, from your lips to God's ears.
Well, bring the film with you. We'll screen it out here.
I love it. All right, thank you.
Take care and have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.